On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have intel on the big stripers up to 50 pounds on the South Shore. We have the results from this week's View tournament. Fisherman's Jenni Ackerman has tips on how to stay warm on the beach and extend your fishing season. We have the latest upcoming events, and as always, our correspondents check in from around the island, all here at thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is sponsored by these fine partners.
Today's Thursday, November 9th, 2023, and we start off this weekly video fishing forecast with a preview of the week's digital edition. Check out my editor's log with my thoughts on all the wind. Tony Durso has some tips on staying safe in the surf. I have a read on rods that will work for many species. Scott Newhall has an article on how the drought affects trout. And for you fly anglers, check out Mark Sadati's tips on tricking falsies with a fly. $30 does get you all this content in print and digital format, and you are automatically entered into the Dreamboat tournament.
What a catch.
Fisherman's Jenni Ackerman has some great tips to extend your season on the beach.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Open Boat. Today we're going to be talking about extending your fall run season. Now a lot of guys, they'll throw in the towel after Thanksgiving, and depending on what bait is around, if bass are still around, you can extend your season almost to the new year. So today we're going to be doing a little fall run fisherman fashion show where I'm going to go through everything that I wear to stay warm. And you got to think, if you're sitting out there in a 72-hour soak, you gotta be in the proper apparel to stay warm and stay focused on catching a trophy bass. All right, so first up, you got the good old waders. So some people have the neoprene waders. Frog Togs, these aren't neoprene, so they're a little light. So what I like to do is I wear wool socks, and my leggings are Grundon's fleece-lined leggings. So that keeps my legs warm, especially if I'm wading. And that water can be cold, so you want to have your lower half warm. So fleece-lined leggings. Guys, if you don't want to wear leggings like I do, you can wear some blue jeans. And another important thing, it doesn't matter what you're wearing underneath your waders if you have holes in your waders. So after every fishing trip, make sure to check your waders. So I got 2 holes, and make sure you patch them before your next fishing trip. If you're in the market for buying waders, we recommend going a shoe size up because they're based off a shoe size. Going that shoe size up means you can layer more. You can wear thicker socks. You can wear thicker pants layers. Like, you just want to go one size up so you know that you're warm in your waders. Next up is your surf top. Now I have a neoprene surf top. The word of the day for the fall run, I guess, is neoprene because that's like the best fabric to keep you warm. It's like wetsuits are neoprene and surf tops and some waders are neoprene. So remember one thing from this, it's neoprene. So this is my surf top. Give me 5 minutes, I'll put it on and I'll show you. So the surf top has neoprene sleeves underneath the showing sleeve, so it just keeps everything sealed in. So to seal in the bottom, I just tighten the straps down here, and then you have a Velcro strap up here to tighten, and it keeps your neck area a little bit more covered so you don't have that cold breeze chilling in and getting your chest cold because you don't want to get sick. And I didn't wear a hoodie today, but you can wear a hoodie underneath your stormer. Put the hood on before you put on the stormer jacket or your surf top. And then this one also comes with a hood too. So sometimes if I'm in rough conditions, I will double up hoods. And of course, you can't leave home without a Lucky beanie. So I have my Lucky Grumpy's pom-pom beanie here that I wear on my head. It keeps my ears warm. And you can put your hood up too if you wanted to. And it's relatively hot out right now. am very warm. So you will be very warm too in the fall run late season. Pray for sand eels, because if we have sand eels, we could be fishing through December. So now it's time to go fishing. Catch you guys next week.
The View Restaurant had the 34th annual bass tournament that is always held on Election Day. This year was the first time that there was a catch and release category thanks to the phone app by Real Time. The app was used to capture measuring the length of the fish and releasing the fish. This may be the future of fishing tournaments to come. This year, the angler with the longest striped bass was Ryan Gillen with a 47.5-incher. Believe it or not, there were no slotfish caught or bluefish among the 73 anglers that did sign up. This tournament raised over $1,000 for Fred Galfaro's Send a Kid Fishing. Now for the upcoming events, this Saturday is a good opportunity if you want to give freshwater fishing a try. New York State is holding their free fishing day on November 11th, so no fishing license will be required to fish the Sweetwater. For you boaters, Steigercraft is holding their open house on November 18th. They will have a big one-day discount on all of their boats. Plus, Seakeeper will be there too if you're looking to add a little more comfort to your ride. The event starts at 9 a.m. For more details and events, check out thefisherman.com/events. Also, for you suds anglers, Saturday, November 18th, there's a big show at the Huntington Hilton featuring top plug makers, manufacturers, and gear. Over 125 booths, and the show is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I advise you get there early. Then the tradition continues. November 25th is the Saturday after Thanksgiving is the Lindenhurst Fishing Flea Market. For more details on all these events, visit thefisherman.com/events.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Now let's go around the island for some notable catches. First up, I've got Nick Berrios, who caught this fat 40-incher just off the shore in Long Beach. Kim and Logan sent me their blackfish haul from last week. They were fishing on the Connecticut side of the Western Sound near Norwalk. Aaron stuck to the shore, and by that I mean by Jones Pier, to connect with his 29-inch striper on a bunker chunk. Nice catch from the dock, Aaron. And finally, a first for 4-year-old TJ McLaurin, who caught his first striper out fishing with his dad, Tommy. That is always a special catch. If you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com with the photo and any details, and I will try to get it into the weekly video fishing forecast or the magazine.
You may think you protected your outboard or personal watercraft for the winter, but you're not done yet. Fully protect your investment, you need to fight corrosion and remove all the water in the power head and cooling system. Winterize It Pro does just that. The innovative foaming action penetrates and expands in the cooling system, giving you the ultimate protection and peace of mind that your engine is safe over the freezing winter months. Get your Winterize It Pro now from MarineMate.com.
Meteorologist Rich Von Ohlen has the outlook for the weekend. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. What's up, guys? On the road again upstate here, Lake Ontario tributaries, doing some freshwater, some trout and salmon here. And it's been kind of a nice week here. Been getting lots of action on the brown trout and also on some of the salmon mixed in here. A couple of Atlantic salmon, too. So it's been pretty cool. Weather's been a little cold today, back and forth, but not bad. Our weekend forecast here for Long Island is going to be okay. You know, a little west on Friday, about 10 to 20. A little chop in the ocean there. Saturday, about northwest, about 10 to 15, gust to 20. A little less wind on Sunday, maybe about 10 to 15. A little colder, too. But, typical November winds coming in for the weekend. I think fishable for the weekend. Should be able to get on those striped bass out in the ocean. Again, those blackfish looking pretty good. Right now, taking a break, doing something a little different here on some of the Lake Ontario tribs, catching some trout, brown trout, and some Atlantic salmon, and also some king. So, good week here. Enjoying as always. Be back in town soon. Catch them up. Be safe as always. Matt. Back to you.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Still some pretty good fall fishing going on in between Shinnecock and Moriches. Last weekend, Saturday was pretty good. West of Moriches, number of guys got in some good fish over there. Surface stuff, metal lips, bunker, the whole 9 yards. Sunday seems like it slowed down a little bit, although a buddy of mine was out with live spots and he was able to get into this fish, probably went about 50 pounds, really no signs of life other than some bait that he marked on his screen, in about 30 feet of water down at the bottom. So there was that catch. I've been, going to some bait spots, got into a few on Saturday night on incoming on darters. They were smaller fish, but it was every couple of casts for about an hour or so. That was nice and kind of to be expected this time of year as we get later into November. This new moon on Saturday should be pretty interesting, to see if we're going to get one last push of some big fish. And, there are some blitzes around, nothing like what's going on to the west and down in Jersey, but, both by beach and by boat, they've been there. White storm shads have been the predominant lure that's really, really caught them, even though some people have gotten them on metal lips and poppers when there is something that pops up around. We did really well with those white storm shads, and I've caught a few off the beach as well. So, we'll see. I'm not ready to hang up the gear. I'm sure nobody else is either. And, I think we're going to still see some good fishing for a few weeks. Last year, all the way up until Thanksgiving, even though it was a lot of small fish right off the, basically in the lip and in the wash, there were a few nice ones mixed in. So get out there, catch them up, let us know how you do, and I'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
From Northport, we have the Cow Harbor Baits and Tackle Report.
Hey, this week's a fast report, still plenty of blackfish, porgies, sea bass coming over the rails. If you're off the beach, I found it surprisingly amazing that the water temps is still warm enough where the shore bite for blackfish is really good. There's porgies in the mix, no sea bass this week. There's still bass, mostly schoolies, but there's been some nice meaty fish caught, over the slot, within the slot. That's striped bass, as well as bluefish have been showing up, and they're still hanging out. We're in November, so I look to see like bluefish should be around. Maybe they should have left our area, but they're here still. There's squid here, and the freshwater scene's starting to pick up a little bit. It's that time to get out, enjoy yourself. It's brisk. Make sure you dress warm and always be very aware of their surroundings. Stay safe out there. Enjoy yourself. Until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Fire Island fishing is red hot. Striped bass is on the ticket now. This coming weekend looks like it's going to be pretty nice. North wind a lot, which lays the ocean down, but it's on the chilly side. Friday looks a little bit iffy ocean-wise, but then Saturday and Sunday it lays right out. A lot of bunker, a lot of bait in the water. Striped bass, anything in the ocean is 25 pounds and up to over 50 pounds. And there's a couple of bluefin tuna mixed in between too, so who knows what's going to happen with that. Inshore, black fishing is still pretty decent, not great, but okay. And inside the inlet, a lot of short fish and some slot fish too, on bait and on jig. So that's it. Looks like a good weekend coming up, Matt. We'll talk to you next week.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, it's incredible. We had this is I think November 5th, and the fishing has been incredible at the Connect Quad. I was guiding out here. I had a young father and son out here. Never touched the fly rod. They had a great time. Landed a lot of fish, hooked a lot of fish. They're hooked. As far as it goes, everybody, and the place was packed because it has it was such a nice day. The park was packed, but the fishing was packed. I mean, and the brook trout are just absolutely gorgeous because they're in their fall colors. Everybody is catching fish. Everybody is having a good time. That's what it's all about. And, winter's coming. We're not gonna have that much time to get out, but I will fish here all winter. As far as the saltwater scene, I'm hearing that it's doing very well in the surf. Guys can stop in showing me photographs of over in the Jones Beach area, but it doesn't matter. It's all up and down the South Shore and the North Shore, and the boats out in Montauk. They're catching fish. The big fish are starting to move off, and I'm getting great reports from Raritan Bay in New Jersey. A lot of fish there. This is the full run. This is, we're towards the end of it, so let's get out there while we can. I'm just so happy that my clients had fish and they absolutely had a great time. And if you're interested in me teaching you, if you're new, you want to learn, give the shop a call, 516-415-7748. And we can talk fishing. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
Let's check in with Chris Landry.
Thanks, Matt. Well, the great news is that the Albies are still here into November. Let me know if you've ever heard of Albies being around in November. But I'm glad they are because I have Albie fever. And my man Val is the king of Albies. He's been crushing them every other trip. He's been finding them and getting on them. And they're hard to catch and hard to find. They blitz so quickly, you're lucky to get a cast on them. But there's nothing like chasing these speedsters. And sometimes you just get bored of catching bass. There are so many bass out there all over. We've been crushing the bass in the morning and then going looking for Albies later on. They've been hitting any type of lure you throw at them except for when they're on adult bunker. Then you got to use either adult bunker or spoons, which is a great and fun way to catch them. There's really nothing like catching bass on spooks. I recommend getting some spooks, learning how to walk the dog if you don't know how to do it. Get that action, it really fires them up, and it's nothing like seeing a bass blowing up on the surface. There's still a lot of blackfish to be caught. You can check out FTA for their high rollers, Tog Blackfish charter. There's going to be over $5,000 in prizes on Gypsy charters. And get out there while you can because the temperatures are about to get down to freezing and marinas are going to shut off their water. Boats won't be able to go out. There might only be a few days left unless, hopefully the weather changes, gets warmer, and we can stay on these fish because they're still out there in huge numbers in the slot range right now, and they're going to get smaller but always fun to catch. So let's hope the weather remains warm enough for these marinas to stay open so we don't freeze our butts off getting out there and catching these fish, all right? Stay safe out there. Thank you, and back to you, Matt.
Let's check in with Max Finch from the Connecticut side of the Western Sound.
Blackfishing is fantastic. The striped bass along our beaches, the Housatonics heating up, big sea bass, porgies, and still some rogue albies around. The blackfishing remains, excellent in shallow and deep water. I would say deep water wrecks this time of year are really good. I know a couple guys getting out, and I've seen some knothead sea bass and blackfish up to 8.5, almost 9 pounds this past week. The shallow water bite is starting, taper off with the porgies in shallow, so anglers are catching a lot more blackfish. George's Rock area is consistent, Kakini Reef, Green's Ledge, and then our deep water wrecks like the Celtic on top of 28C. 28C itself remains really good. The heavy structure areas, black sea bass mixed in, and then the wrecks outside, Sheffield Island and the wrecks south of Kakini. The Albie reports are spotty, but they're still around, really shallow water against our beaches from, I would say, Fairfield to New Haven. So just keep a rod ready. We've heard some schools pop up, inside the islands too, so you got to be ready to cast. The striper fishing remains really hot. The diamond jig and bite at 11B and 28 is still good. It's going to really heat up coming this new moon with our bigger tides. The outgoing tide is always best. Thanks and good luck.
The well-dressed Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has this report from around the city.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the urban angler with my report. Fishing continues to be good around the city, Long Island Sound. If you're fishing the South Shore right now, most of the big fish have moved on. You can catch anything from schoolie size with your occasional 20-pounder. In the Long Island Sound, you got a lot of schoolies, a lot of bluefish. You can probably catch stripers all the way up to about 20-30 pounds. And as it gets colder and closer to the closing of the season, we should see a nice run of some big fish in the Sound and in the city. Besides that, guys, I don't got many pictures to show you. All fish were not picture worthy. And last few outings I went on were pretty much pretty bad. Wasn't able to catch, but my buddy caught. But just if we did catch anything, it wasn't picture worthy. A lot of small fish, maybe up to 20 inches. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. You got to get out there and catch them up. Back to you, Matt. Tight lines.
Ben Gilmour has the latest from Quepos, Costa Rica. Ben.
Guys, how's it going? This is Ben Gilmour from here in Costa Rica and the Marina Pez Vela. Guys, this week we got our first tournament of the new fishing season. It's the Dorado Derby happening this Saturday. We can't wait for that one. Guys, really simple format. All you got to do is catch the biggest Dorado. Right now we got almost 40 boats registered. In previous years we've had more than 50 fishing, so it's going to be a great weekend here. We'll be out there looking for that 50-pound Dorado and going for the win. Right now we have our Dorado Derby in November because it's peak Dorado season. Only yesterday I caught 15 Dorados out there. We got a sailfish as well yesterday, and there's been some really nice yellowfin tuna schools further offshore. Lots of tuna in the 20 to 50-pound range out there. Quite a few sailfish turned up in the last week, and there's a few blue and black marlin showing as well. Inshore's been a little bit slow. We've had quite a bit of rain, so the water's a bit murky close to shore, but the roosterfish, snook and snapper should get better in the next couple of weeks. So we'd love to see you guys down here in Costa Rica. This is Ben Gilmour checking out here in Costa Rica.
If you would like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we are looking for social media savvy anglers or hyper-local reporting from the New York Metro and Long Island area, and especially from the beach. So if you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact my producer at tcslibayrat@gmail.com. The Fisherman magazine has launched their apparel store. We have hats, sweatshirt, hoodies, t-shirts, all online now and free shipping with orders over $100. It is a perfect gift for yourself. Visit thefisherman.com/shop or click on the card in the upper right. Whether it's your boat, party, or charter boat, or from the shore, getting out this weekend is well worth the time. We'll see you right here next week with the latest reports and updates. Remember to like our video, subscribe to YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we do post a new video on YouTube. And be sure to check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please do support our correspondents by visiting their websites and their social media pages.